everyone. Trust everyone is having a good Sunday afternoon. I just want to drop a quick note because, the international politics have gotten more and more interesting, and it is very exciting for me. I like to see excitement in politics. And so, for the last 25 days or so, President Biden has been under a little bit of pressure, well, a whole heap of pressure, mostly from his Democratic leadership, who believe that him should step aside. Now, a lot of people have been quarreling about the onslaught that has been coming from the Democratic leadership quietly behind the scenes. People like Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and the rest of them, quietly behind the scenes, and people feel like they were undermining Biden and all of that. But I have always felt, and I still do feel, that one of the reasons why they were doing all of that is because the truth of the matter is data don't lie, and voter intentions don't lie. The facts don't lie. The numbers don't lie. It is what it is. And they were all kind of bracing to say maybe that Trump would win, but then they would win back the House and the Senate. But when they look at the landscape, according to most of the news reports and the emails that I get, is that there are at least 10 Democratic Senate seats that are in trouble. What's her name in Nevada? Jackie Rosen. She's down. Sherrod Brown is worried in Ohio. And J.D. Vance have one seat in Ohio, and the Democrats have one, which is Sherrod Brown, who's a three-term senator, and that is in jeopardy. I don't think they're worried so much about the House, because it's likely that the Democrats will flip back the House. But there are at least 10 Senate seats that will definitely flip this election cycle, and 9 of those 10 Senate seats, Democrats hold them. The Nevada seat, the Sherrod Brown seat in Ohio, and Joe Manchin leaving in West Virginia, so that gone. You can count that out completely. Then there's Montana, with a guy named Tester. Him is also in a little bit of a bind. And so some of those seats, some of those states are states that Trump won, and some of those states are states that Biden won. But it's tricky now. So I guess Pelosi and Jeffries and them looking at that, and Obama him one side to doing film like shindig. And so it's tricky. They're genuinely worried about losing the Senate and losing the state. Although, even if the Democrats win the general election, there's still it's very likely that they would lose the Senate, barring a political kind of miracle. But this is politics, and we know that anything can happen in one day, But Joe Biden, as you all will witness in the next coming days, weeks, you will all witness that Joe Biden is one of the nicest, most decent politician America has ever seen, ever. And you will see all the tributes that will be coming in, and praise that will be coming in for Joe Biden. A good part of it will come from Republicans who just afraid to big him up because they're afraid of Trump. But people like Lindsey Graham and then people that know Joe Biden very well. And Joe Biden is a decent guy. Decent guy. And my guess is, in spite of everything that has transpired and how they have gone out there against him, Joe Biden is not the guy to hold a grudge. Everybody have been saying that for years upon years in Joe Biden's career. In 2020, when he was running, that's what most people were saying. Don't hold a grudge. He will not be coming out and beating up his party for what they did to him or anything like that, even though I'm sure he's vexed about it. Him is not that kind of guy. Joe Biden is a patriot. He wants to do what is best. Not only what is best for his party to retain power, but there is the parallel to that if the party don't retain power, then Trump going to get power. And Joe Biden has been the one who have prosecuted the message against Donald Trump the best, in terms of how he has framed it and said it, and what a danger Trump is to democracy. And that has been his main talking point. He ran in 2020 on the whole reclaiming and saving democracy platform. and that sold, and people voted for him. But Joe Biden is a good guy. The thing about what Joe Biden just did today is not that him just say him just going to step aside and him going to concentrate on his presidency for the next couple of months, and while him endorse Kamala Harris. Now that is it. That is the next big thing. Many people would see Joe Biden endorse Kamala Harris and said, well, it's a done deal. She is the candidate. And some people have already come on for the TV and they're on the news station saying that, she's done and she's going to get it and all the rest of it. But also based on what Nancy Pelosi and Obama have been doing behind the scene, it suggests that they have something up them sleeve. And I don't know what it is, but they have something up them sleeve. The fact that Obama could put out a statement without even endorsing Kamala Harris is also something to take note of. Because most people felt for a long time now, people have been on them YouTube channel talking about people like Roland Martin and all those black YouTubers have been talking it up for a while now, that the behind the scenes maneuvering of the Democratic leadership is also designed to keep out Kamala Harris. That is what many black people feel that way. AOC, Alexandria Ocasio, came out and said it the other day in an Instagram post that there's a whole bunch of shenanigans going on behind the scene, saying that it's probably that them looking for somebody who can win, or somebody who they believe could generate more excitement and enthusiasm to go win over the voters than Kamala could. And the truth of the matter is, Kamala is she has some challenges. She is the front runner right now, but there's a process, and I want to explain the process to some people just in case nobody don't get all antsy about it. Joe Biden stepped aside as the candidate, as the Republican, as a Democratic nominee. He was not yet the nominee. He would not have been the nominee until the convention in August. But he was the only candidate in the Democratic primary. He got 14 million plus votes. He has 3,000 plus delegates. That's basically all the delegates in the Democratic Party. Those are his delegates. They voted for him to be president. And when they did, they voted for him and Kamala, because they voted for the Biden-Harris ticket. That's what they voted for. And Joe was the guy. So Joe has that. Joe also have almost $300 million in the bank in terms of campaign money, and that is just the campaign money. That is not even the super PAC them and the other groups them that supporting him and also raising money to support him. The hundreds of millions of dollars of super PAC groups out there backing the Biden-Harris ticket. So let us look first at what Kamala brings to the table. Kamala brings to the table a number of things. One, she has been vice president beside Joe for a while, so she have name recognition, and two, she has the money. The money they have raised is the Biden-Harris money, and it's only two of them can use it. No other candidate can use that money, based on the financial rules, the financial political rules of the FEC and the SEC and all them people there. Based on the rules, that money is for the Biden-Harris campaign. So Joe endorsing her don't necessarily mean that she will be the candidate. I think the black people are going to raise hell if she's not. But she has that money. She has the campaign structure, because she comes with a campaign structure. She don't have to start from scratch. She comes with a structure because the Biden-Harris campaign structure is her campaign structure and Joe Biden's campaign structure. She also comes with a campaign organization, which is both hers and Biden's campaign organization. So she have that. She comes with a ready-made thing. However, even though Biden endorses her, she needs to get 600 at least signatures to be on the ballot as a candidate. She needs 6, because there can be a new primary. So anybody who needs to run needs 600, at least 600 signatures to move forward as a possible nominee, candidate, yeah, nominee. And which goes without saying that from the moment that Joe put out that tweet this morning, that she would be on the phone calling congressmen, because that 600 that she would need would basically include congressmen and senators and governors and state representatives, state legislators, party organizers and party leaders at the county level and state level. It's a whole rotted operation. If she gets 600 signatures from that grouping of people, she would be on the list to be a nominee. Anybody else who intends to challenge that has to get 600 or more. But Joe already have 3,000, and I guess she would be on the phone from morning before Joe announced, or after him talk to her, talking to people about it to get that. So she have that. So we'll recap. She has name recognition. She's a vice president. She have the campaign organization, the campaign structure. She have the campaign money. She have the campaign fundraising apparatus. Up to yesterday evening on Saturday, she was having phone conversations with fundraisers, because I got an email about that. So she was doing all of that too. So she is the front runner. That don't necessarily mean that she's going to be the candidate. But let's assume that she's a front runner. Let's assume that she's going to be the candidate. Does she have some challenges? Yes, she does. She has some challenges because she's not a natural speaker in terms of how she speaks, and even though she has had more practice, she has all the attributes of a good candidate. She can prosecute the case against Trump because she's a former prosecutor. It would make for interesting television to watch the prosecutor prosecuting the felon. I hear somebody said, somebody said that this morning. The prosecutor prosecuting the felon, or the indicted criminal, something to that effect. So there's a lot going on for Kamala, but she also have some problems. I mean, Biden had already have some problems in the Midwest. You know, they're not going to win Ohio, but them still have problems in Iowa and New Hampshire. And them still have problems in Nevada. Them still have problems in Michigan. Them still have problems in Wisconsin, and yes, problems in Pennsylvania. Biden, of course, not being the candidate, now have a chance to help her prosecute that case in places like Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin. But it shouldn't be so hard for her. But it's going to be interesting for us to take a note and look at it and see how this is going to play out. And I just want to say that people shouldn't be upset too much about how the Democratic leadership pressured Biden, because they were looking at the numbers and them looking at the landscape, and those things don't lie. It's as simple as that. The data don't lie, the landscape don't lie, the ground political operation don't lie. And from the moment the congressmen them start come out, them couldn't come out unless them voters and them party chairmen and party chairwomen at them constituency level telling them stuff. Them couldn't come out and just say Biden to step aside unless these local people telling them things. So these are the mechanics of political organization, and Biden I always knew that I'm going to do what he think is best for the party and the country. I never had any doubts about that. And while I know that Joe Biden have spent his entire life being a combat kid and fighter, all of that, because he was once involved in boxing a year. I don't know if that is true. But we know that Joe Biden would have fight him way back, but I don't think him himself know and saw that him don't have the physical and the mental ability to go prosecute that case against Trump. So I always knew he was going to make whatever decision is good for the party and the country, and that is the decent guy that Joe Biden is. Unfortunately, I can't do this without also making a comparison with Jamaica and the U.S. And nobody believe there's two different things. It's not two different things. It's the same damn thing. It is the same thing. Politics is the same all over the world. It's always about machinations and one-upmanship and those who want to have power and those who seeking to get power and all the rest of it. Now, Nancy Pelosi is my girl. Nobody can go against Nancy. Nancy Pelosi is one of the smartest political women this century has ever seen. I mean, she really, if ever, wrong. But maybe the way they were doing it behind the scenes and making Joe look bad, some people get upset with it. Obama, he was also doing some machinations behind the scene. And I can't resist saying that Obama must understand that Joe Biden have done more for black people than Obama did in 2 terms. And Joe Biden did it in 3 years. More for black people than he has ever done or he could have done. You know? George W. Bush did more for black people than Obama. So did Bill Clinton. So when him there behind the scenes, I try orchestrate as to who should be the next candidate. Him have to watch himself, because the black people, them is going to rise up against them if them try to push in some kind of white candidate and try to push out Kamala Harris without everybody having a fair shot. Because in the end, it is the delegates of the convention and the state organizations who are going to decide on that. But as I say, I can't end without making a comparison. Would Mark Golding, who is not a Jamaican, but a British man, with a British passport and British citizenship, and he's the head of our party, the People's National Party, he is the head of that party, one of the 2 main parties of this country, and being the head of this party, and him look at the political landscape and see how Jamaica feels, and he has never felt that he needed to consider the possibility of him stepping aside and giving it to somebody else who can marshal the troops. Because him feel like him own the PNP, because him pay for it, and nobody not get it from him until him go face the voters, win, lose or draw. And therefore he himself has made a decision that he would rather the PNP lose than him stepping aside and giving the PNP a chance to win. That's a difference now between him and Joe Biden. And while some of us will question Mark Golding's mental acuity, I certainly do. I don't think him altogether up there. You know, him is not 81. Joe is 81. I mean, Joe Biden have done more political work than Mark Golding has ever done in his years. I mean, yes, he would have. But Mark Golding, we can't separate the situation with Joe Biden from Mark Golding and say it's 2 different things, because Joe Biden is an 81-year-old man. Yes, that is exactly the point I want to make. Joe Biden is an 81-year-old man. Mark is a much younger man than Joe Biden, and him making a mess of things. So why is it we can't find nobody in the PNP behind the scenes or up front to say to him, man, step aside, man, you're not cut it. We should be running away with this thing. Which is basically what Nancy Pelosi and Jeffries and Obama them been saying to Joe for the last for the last 25 days. We're way behind. We're down in the dumps. We don't think you can bring it back, because Trump out there, them nearly kill him, and that is now a big thing for him. Him ears bandaged up, him coming with him new stick, and I mean, the man is a threat. Why we can't find about the people in the PNP who just can't find it within themselves, don't have that political courage to say to Mark Golding, you're not cut it. Step aside. Give the party a chance. Give the party a chance and step aside. Why can't nobody say that to him? Everybody decide for just guard them, look power them, look aside, and say, why am I going to just try win my seat here, man? I'm not busy nothing. You hear me? I work for my seat. Because that's basically what everybody out in the party doing now, you know. Everybody's in a corner, whatever seat them get, they must try win it. That's all them depend. They must just try win them seat. Which is not entirely a bad thing for everybody to say, we're going to try win our seat. Yeah. But do remember that half or more than half of those people who say that they're going to try to win them seat and them now move mark are risers who are not deserving of those seats, who never worked to get those seats, and who contributed to the mess that the party in now, and therefore not going to win nothing. Because we're going to make sure them don't win nothing. I am going to make sure that most of them don't win nothing. That's a promise. Huh? So why is it? Can Mark do that? Can you do that, Mark Jefferson? Can you have the courage that Joe Biden has? That, you know, him decide that even after what he has done, I'm going to do better now. I'm going to step aside, and I'm going to give him party a chance to go pick up the pieces and see if them can carry this forward. Thank you for listening to my rant. God bless you all. Stay safe, everybody, and keep the children safe.